beautiful sunny day. We're down at Freiston Shore and having a look at the birds out on the water. But we have little Max the dog with Hannah, so we can't go in the hide. But have a quick look. It's a really glorious sunny day. Beautiful. Take a little walk down the coast path shortly. I just thought I'd show you this wetlands we just walked by. It's really glorious in the sunshine. We spotted quite a few different birds on there. They're all looking very happy and chirpy. So I'm just going to walk down towards the coast. It's a bit into the sun, but I think make out, but you can see the estuary in the distance. Might be a bit hard to make out, but we can see it. So we're just enjoying a really lovely walk, going up, heading up down towards the estuary. It is quite breezy. It's a very warm breeze and beautiful sunshine. So it's been very spoiled with all the sunshine this week after a very, very wet few weeks just gone. Really lovely. Max is enjoying his walk, but he's a bit too keen on the water, so we're going to make sure he doesn't stray too far. He loves the water. Super. So we're back at the car park at Freiston Shore. We've had really, really lovely walk, fantastic weather. Max has enjoyed it, Hannah's enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it a bit too. It's just so peaceful out here and just really warm for the time of year, but yeah, nice fresh breeze and yeah, lots of birds to see and lots of things to look at. So yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Heading back home now. Good afternoon. I'm hopefully going to give you a little tour of my 1920s Singer hand stitching sewing machine. So it was originally my grandma's, and I think it then went to my mum, I'm fairly sure, anyway, and then I ended up adopting it. So I did a lot of sewing when I was a teenager and when I was a student. I used to make my own jeans and all sorts of things, tops, dresses, all sorts of things. My mum Barbara was quite good at making clothes as well when she was in her prime. Anyway, so this is the thing. So it's got this lovely wood outside, and I think it needs a bit of TLC, so I've got this wood oil that I actually purchased for treating my spinning wheel whenever I get time to do more restoration work on that. But I'll also like to retreat this wood with wood oil as well to bring it up a bit nicer. The wood just dry out over the years. Just before I open the inside, I just wanted to say something I hadn't noticed myself, but if you look on the very bottom, I don't know whether you can see. If you look very carefully, but anyway, it's very heavy, so I'm going to put it back down. Anyway, it has the initials JT underneath, so that's kind of nice because that's my grandma's initials. So she was Josephine Thomason. So whether she had it marked up so it didn't get mixed up with somebody else's machine, I'm not sure. But anyway, so I'm just going to open it up. So it's got a little key in the side. So just turn the key and then the lid slides off. And there she is. My amazing, still fully working Singer sewing machine. So, I'll come back to that in a minute. So obviously the cotton sits on top, clearly. And then there's a handle that pops out and clicks into place. So that turns the wheel off. I think my little rubber doodah here is finally wearing out, so that's a bit of a shame. Anyway, so that is to do with when you're winding on thread onto the bottom bobbin, that's that mechanism. So normally you would release the flywheel, then that drops down and then you can manually wind on cotton there. The reason why I've got the sewing machine oil out is I've not greased it for quite a while, or oiled it I should say. So I'm just mindful, before I do use it again, I would like to oil the moving parts. So I'm feeling like it's a little bit stiff at the moment. Anyway, so I'll show you a bit more how it works in a moment, but before I do, it still has just a little compartment with bits and bobs, and it still has the original instruction book. Says this trademark embossed in brass is on the arm of every Singer sewing machine, it says on the back, and then it says number 99. It says lock stitch for family use. There you go. And at the bottom it says 1929. So it's a seriously old machine. And then show you how I normally thread it up. Before I do, it's got its like reference number on and everything. So this little arm comes back, and it's quite heavy. I'll be honest, it's very heavy. I'll just try and tip it back so you can see, and you can also see the underneath working parts as well. Look at that. So my granddad was a very good engineer, so I know that it was really, really well looked after in its lifetime. So I'll be quite honest, I have not kind of looked after it quite so well since. But anyway, I will give it some TLC before I start using it again. You've got a nice little wooden handle, and it's just beautifully, beautifully made. And then at this end you've got obviously the compartment that slides open, and that's where the bottom bobbin sits. So you've got the needle. Tighten that back up here. So there's your needle. So, true story about this. So, my mum Barbara once told me that when she was quite young, she was helping her mum with some stitching by holding the fabric as it was feeding through. And unfortunately, my mum's finger got stitched by mistake. But that wasn't a fun day. Anyway, she lived to tell the tale anyway. So, you always be careful with these things. So I used this for so many years, I can probably even thread it backwards, but we'll give it a go. So da-da-da-da, and the tension wheel, back up. Ooh. Go around there as well. Come on, baby. So that way, maybe it's that way. Oh no, it's already in actually. And then, ooh. Through the, it should be right, yeah. Doing it backwards, so I don't normally do it backwards, so through the top piece. Please go through. Lovely. That's, oh. Come back in it. So you can either do it through the hole or just loop round. That's right. Just a little bit at the back. Blum, blum, blum. Yay. Yeah, she's in. And then through the needle. There's a little holder there as well, isn't there? Looks very different from the back. You can sort of see it. Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. And it should go through there as well, I think, and then through the needle. Anyway, so that's how it was thread, and then the bottom bobbin fits in, and you use the needle then to loop through the bottom thread, and off you go. And then you can adjust the stitch size from here, and you can adjust the tension on the plates here, the top and bottom tension, and that's pretty much it, and off you go. So it only does straight stitches, but it does fantastic straight stitches. It's so reliable, and you know, honestly, you can, even though it's manual, you can go at a real fast speed once you get going. Yeah, so that's my little baby. So it's been used so much in making curtains and all sorts over the years. And really well used, and it's just, I think, just remarkable that, you know, it's getting where it's, you know, it is actually more than 100 years old, isn't it? You know, is that right? No, 20, not quite, yeah. Very close to 100 years old. So I think that's quite remarkable that it's still a working machine and still in use. So that's my good old Singer sewing machine. It's been a lovely sunny afternoon, so I've been doing a little bit of last minute greenhouse preservation. So I have given it one coat with some fence paint that I had, but it was quite a light brown, and the original greenhouse was quite a darker brown. So I've just been recoating it with an oak stain. So it's still come out a little bit lighter than I thought, but at least it looks better than it did, and it's a bit more waterproof for the winter. So again, been using the good old another rolling dog brush. That's been quite handy just for getting around the thin parts on the frame, especially parts like this. Anyway, running out of daylight. It's that time of year when the clocks have changed, and it's been a beautiful day, but the sun's going down fast. Better crack on. It's that time again. The sun is setting fast, but I have managed to finish repainting the greenhouse woodwork, so I'm quite pleased with that. Rasha's been out in the garden with me. She's been very patient, so she's as you can probably hear, she's here waiting for a little treat. How about that? These are only little ones. Okay. No. These are the ones we normally take on our walks, aren't they? There you go. Say hello to everyone. There we go. I just wanted to show you these. So I've got some really lovely scented geraniums. One's lemon scented geranium, one's rose scented geranium. They may well not survive a hard winter, so what I'm going to try and do is take cuttings. So I'll admit these are a little bit more woody than I would normally do, but it's been one of those years, you know. So anyway, so I'll try, hopefully see if any of these will take root. So basically just stick them in some water, forget about them, and if you're lucky, some of them will root, and then I can grow them on next year. So I've done that, and then I've got these cuttings as well. So it does smell really lovely. It is actually edible. So my mum Barbara, she used to put them in the bottom of cakes, and you get kind of quite a nice pattern as well as the flavour in the cake is one thing. or it is actually quite nice, mixed in with a normal regular cup of tea to me. There's quite a lot there, so I'll probably put some in the dryer. So I've never tried to dry geranium before, but you know, nothing to lose. It'll probably die over winter anyway, so gonna give that a whirl as well. And I'm going to show you one other thing, but I just need to get it out of the cupboard. Bear with me. Some of you may remember I started off a mushroom growing kit to grow some pink mushrooms that Neil bought me a few weeks ago. So it's in that box because it needs to be kept dark. So I've had a little look earlier and it looks like there might be signs of life. So can you see little white fluffy things developing? So hopefully over time, so at least it's not dead. So hopefully in a few more weeks we might have some pink mushrooms. So if it doesn't work out, we can always start again and try again and see how it goes. So anyway, something's growing, which is always good. Better crack on with tea. Speak to you all soon. I will just quickly show you this as well. So this is our locally reared shoulder of lamb. So we're going to try cooking it in the Cosori and see how that turns out. So I'm going on the roast setting for 40 minutes and turn it part way. So I've seasoned it with a bit of salt, a little bit of thyme, some fresh rosemary from the garden, and see how it turns out. Smelling good so far. Great, so I think I'm about there now. So I've actually done the shoulder lamb for about 50 to 55 minutes in the end, maybe 55 minutes, mostly 220. I had to take the heat down earlier on because at one point it was sitting a bit too high in the pan and it was burning a little bit. So anyway, so it's settled down now and it's finished cooking okay. It was slightly too big for the pan, but anyway, I muddled through. So I've skewered it and it's now not looking red or anything, but it's still tender, so I'm hopeful that's all good now. I've got some mushroom and onion gravy. I've got some local Savoy cabbage and a few carrots, and I've got the roasties were ready a little bit sooner, so they're in the oven keeping warm, and that's a little bit extra of something for Lee to go with his lamb. So I think dinner is about to be served. We're on the that time of year when we have to get used to the hour change, and it just feels so late, but it's not actually that late, it's just the hour change. I don't really like this time of year, at least the hour change part anyway. Righty-ho, better get it served up. It's a fine sunny morning, end of October. It's been ringing since the summer. I've never actually heard the bells from outside. We've got enough ringers today, so I'm having a listen from outside. This is the parish church at Croft. It must be that time of day again for winter. I can hear geese. When I took Rasher for a walk earlier this afternoon, I saw what I thought was a loose dog at first, and then I looked more closely. Across the road in front of us was another muntjac deer. So they're definitely about. Anyway, So I've done a little bit more planting out. So that's a little late flowers. So I've put in just a few coreopsis alongside the rockin' red robin dianthus. So hopefully they'll take okay. And then over on the other side we had this is along by the gates we've got so planted along the edge there some verbena, which will hopefully, it's pretty robust, so that should survive hopefully in the rough grass. And I've taken a chance of putting in some well-grown echinacea plants as well and see whether they take or not. So that I didn't pay a lot for them, so it's just not the end of the world, but they would also grow quite tall along with the verbena and make like a bit of an edge for the fence. And I've got a baby yew tree to put somewhere, but I'm still having a think where to put that. And we still need to get soil for the little raised bed that Neil set up for me. So I think actually this is looking rather nice now. Just a little chrysanthemum, so I thought that might get frosted, but it's still doing pretty well and it didn't get frosted. Anyway, cool, so I'm going to end this little vlog here. So just a little update on what I've been doing this week. I'm okay, but I'm just doing a bit of a health type MOT, so I had quite a few appointments and things in recent times, so I've not had as much time to do other things. But anyway, I thought I'd share a little bit about what I have done. And obviously a little trip out with Hannah and Max, which is lovely. And so hopefully we'll see you all soon. Keep smiling, stay well, and see you on the next one. Bye for now.